Paint Fumes, UFC Saudi Arabia. Now, I've heard every damn excuse there is. Truly, guys, it's been 20 years since I've heard a new excuse. My favorite excuse to this day, you guys won't even understand the story. I think I'm telling this more for me than I am you, but we had an all-star wrestling match back when I was in college, and a national champion lost. And the national champion was telling people after the match that he had some bad chicken. But he didn't add to it. He just bad chicken. Hey, what happened in that match? Hey, what's going on? Hey. Oh, bad chicken. Oh, lunch. Bad chicken. What does that mean? Like it slowed you down? What do you got food poisoning? No, I didn't have that, but some bad chicken. You were sick, you had salmonella? You needed a hospital? No, nothing like that. Bad chicken. Okay, but what was wrong with the chicken? What do you mean it was bad? Like it wasn't prepared to your liking? You didn't like the taste of the chicken? They put teriyaki on it and you wanted Cajun belly? What do you mean? What was bad about the chicken? Oh, I don't talk about it. Bad chicken. The guy stayed with it to this day. To this day, he has explained the outcome of that match. It's some bad chicken. And to this day, right? This is a bad dude I'm talking about too. This is a bad guy. Tough. I haven't heard a better excuse than bad chicken, okay? It's been 20 years and that was the first I had heard of the bad chicken. That was the first time I heard that excuse. Guys, it's been 20 years since I've heard a new one. Paint fumes. This dude went down on paint fumes. So he's fighting in Riyadh. There's paint fumes. So I think we can understand that there was some construction in a building. There was at least a remodel done and something had been painted. I think that we can understand that. Could you blame it on a loss? And Rosenstrike did. Now, I know Rosenstrike. That's one tough son of a bitch. Trust me when I tell you that. So if Rosenstrike is saying, hey, my performance was actually affected because I had these paint fumes, I would tend to listen. Rosenstrike has never offered an excuse in the history of his career. It's not like this is the first fight that didn't go his way. Rosenstrike has never offered an excuse. Okay, great. But set Rosenstrike aside. Another guy on the card came out. He was hospitalized. He was hospitalized over the paint fumes. So now this is an interesting situation, okay? This is very interesting. I don't know they call it huffing paint, but it's where you smell it and it has to do with spray paint and a sack and you can get high. Some people do this. It's like a poor guy's way to get high is the way the news article explained this that I saw. But that's intentional. But if you intentionally do it to get high, unintentionally, if you're doing the exact same thing, wouldn't it be reasonable to believe that you could get the same result? Now, I grew up in construction. See, this won't mean a lot to necessarily everybody. But I grew up on job sites. I grew up and you got to have a ventilator and you got to work with a good firm. Fumes are a very real deal. Very real deal. You can die. And I don't know of anybody that actually has, but they regulate it. Out here in Oregon, we've got something called OSHA that will come in and help to protect to make sure something like that doesn't happen. So I can't just dismiss this. I can't. I'd like to, but we have a gentleman that went to the hospital. We have another gentleman in Rosenstrike that didn't go to the hospital, but he happened to mention, I'm just looking, hey, what exactly happened here? Which is very important to know. So you can correct or change something for the future. I'm just bringing it to you now. Now, keep that thought. Do you want to know one that I've always wondered? I want to have Francis on. Francis, this will be hard for you to believe. Francis does not care for old Chael. Can you believe that? Have you ever heard of something so ridiculous? But it's true. Of the 6 billion people on Earth, it turns out one isn't a Chael fan, and it happens to be Francis. But I wanted to have him on. Francis made a comment after his fight with Joshua. And I wanted to know if Francis was implying something. And the story went nowhere. You could find this if you Googled it, but it didn't really go anywhere. Damien even covered it for British outlets. And Damien and I were talking. But outside of that, I don't know that that went anywhere. And I never even brought it to you guys. Francis, the night that he fought Joshua, he got to the arena. He felt great. He had something to drink at the arena. Now all of a sudden, he doesn't feel so good. And Francis's biggest thing, he said, man, I needed to sleep. Sleep is a sign of weakness. There is no proud man that tells you he needs a nap. Even a guy that's tired and needs a nap. There is no proud man that will tell you, I'm tired. I'm never tired. I'm always awake. And Francis said, I need to go to sleep. I couldn't control it. My body started to shut. My eyes started to close. I'm trying to wake up the whole time. I walk out. I do this. Okay, that's all Francis said. Now, this is me coming in. I've always been curious. Was there a suggestion there? Was there an implication? Because the way the story went, I felt fine. I got to the arena. I got to the locker room, had something to drink. All of a sudden, I'm not feeling so fine. So it's like, okay, the way I'm hearing that, are we pinning that on the drink? Are we pinning that on the drink that someone else packed that you got from your locker room at the arena? Guys, speculation at best. I'm not saying any of these things happen. I'm not even saying Francis is saying it happened. I'm saying I wanted to have Francis on, and I wanted to ask him, did he think there was something amiss here? Or was it just he got tired, right? Bad chicken. I don't know. But we also dismissed Francis being tired. Just dismissed it, chalked it up to an excuse. Paint fumes. I can't chalk it up to an excuse when a guy goes to the hospital. It's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting concept. And I would listen. I'm trying to follow the golden rule of life of put myself in somebody else's shoes. I don't think I would have told you guys. I don't think that I would. I think I'd be embarrassed. Kind of like being tired before a fight. You would never know. But there are times when it's not an excuse. It's a reason. That's a very fine line. If you start accepting excuses, right, everything in life, but I'm sharing with you that there are times when this isn't an excuse for what happened. This is the reason that it happened. And every now and then, whether you like it or not, there are times when you're going to have bad chicken.